Hi guys, we're in my garage, which is full of junk, looking at some leftover slats from some Venetian blinds that I fitted in the bedroom. That's all surplus. We only needed about half of the drop. So I'm trying to think of something to do with them. They're sort of foam-filled plastic. I don't think we can see very clearly, but it's some sort of foam with a plastic coating. And it's quite flexible. So if I want to do a rubber band powered car with them, use that as the body, if I make it too long, it's just going to flex up. I did consider if I fold it in the middle and then glue it together, that should make it more rigid. So I think that's what I'll do. I'll see if I've got any contact adhesive, as it's called, stuff you spread on there, let the air get to it and then hold it together, and that sticks it together. So I'll do that and then we'll come back and see if we've got a rigid chassis. Put a couple of tubes on either end so we can use it. I'm going to try this Yoo-hoo glue. That's been in my stock for many years. So much of my stuff. I don't think it's got a date on it. Oh, it might have, but I can't read it. Something stamped on the end there. Anyway, this is what I would call contact adhesive. Instructions are on here. Apply thin layer to one surface, join surfaces together to stick non-absorbent surfaces, which is what I think this is. Apply a thin layer to each surface, dry and free from grease. Leave for a while and then apply another thin layer and press together. So that's what I'll do. I'll apply some along there. In fact, what I'll do is I'll apply some on, squeeze it together so we get some on both surfaces, open it, leave it to dry, and then apply a bit more, and that should glue it together. So that's what I did. Put a squirrely layer of it along there, then squeezed them together, then opened it up again so they can dry. Better put the top back on there. This stuff does stink, so we're doing it in the conservatory with the doors and windows open. I've left it for a few minutes, so I'll give it another coat and then lay it flat with some bricks on it while it dries. Right, we'll just leave that for a while. I'll go and get on with some editing or something and we'll come back later. Right, I actually left this out here and forgot about it. Let's have a look, see if it's actually glued. Well, that's certainly stiffer than the single thickness. It's still flexible. I expect as long as we don't make it too long, that'll be good enough for our purposes. Trimmed up the ends, so we've got a bit of spare left over. Gap there for the rubber band to go round. So we'll hot glue some drinking straws on for the axle tubes. That's the finished article. I'll just show you what I've done. So, like I said, I glued the two slats together to stiffen it up a bit. Put a couple of holes in at that end so I can poke the rubber band through. Plastic drinking straw hot glued in place on the back. No, sorry, that's the front. And another drinking straw hot glued on the back with a gap in the middle for the string to go around the axle. The wheels, the ones on the back, are ones where I've 3D printed a hub for them. So that matches the, I think that's 3mm diameter barbecue skewers. And these wheels happen to have 3D printed tyres on them, printed from TPU. They don't need them, it's just that those were the wheels that I pulled out of my stock of stuff. At the front end, those wheels, CDs, with milk bottle caps taped in place. And that works just as well. And that wheel happens to have a balloon stretched on it to give it a rubber tyre. Again, it doesn't need it in this case, but those were just ones that I've pulled off previous models. Then we've got a single rubber band there with a bit of kite string or cotton, which we'll use to stretch down and go around the axle. So I'll set it up and we'll give it a run. Cotton over the top of the back axle, hold it in place and wrap it round so it goes over itself. That will hold it in place. Like that. Now we can carry on winding it up. That will be enough to go the length of the kitchen. And away we go. Through the kitchen door. All the way to the front door. We'll come back the other way, see if we can hit the camera. So that one works.